Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Welcome to your social science class. Today we will continue with the chapter which we had started in previous week, that is heritage, our culture and tradition. Chapter number 17. Everyone take out your book, chapter number 17, and let us start today's topic. Today I will explain you about painting, architecture and festivals of India. In previous class we had read about languages, dances, dresses and musics. Okay, which is our culture, which is our tradition. Today some more topics we will cover, that is painting, architecture and festival. Let us start with painting. This is the painting of Ajanta and Ellora caves. Okay, the tradition of painting has deep root in India. The wall paintings of Ajanta and Ellora caves are worth watching. These paintings are related to Gautam Buddha. Okay, and these paintings are very beautiful. These paintings, people from different countries come to see these paintings of caves of Ajanta and Ellora. They depict scenes from the life of Lord Buddha. These paintings are about 1500 years old. After that, the art of miniature painting was also made popular by Mughal emperor. Miniature painting, what? Miniature art is a genre that focuses on art, especially painting, engraving, the sculpture, with a long history that dates back to scribes of the medieval age. Okay, these paintings are very small in size but shows things in great details. Let me show you picture. This is the picture of miniature painting, you can see. This is the picture of Lord Krishna. Hey, and these paintings are very small in size, but shows the deep meaning. Okay, the things, it shows the things in great details. Next topic is architecture. Indian architecture encompasses a multitude of expressions over space and time, constantly absorbing new ideas. The examples are the Indus Valley civilization from 2600 to 1900 BC, Mauryan and Gupta empires. These all are showing the architectures of India. It has a long history. Indian architecture has a long history. The ruins of Indus Valley civilization tell story of our rich heritage of architecture in past. Okay, the architectures, the buildings, the ruins of Indus Valley civilization shows that in past how our civilization was, our architecture was how much developed in the past. Okay, here you can see the pictures of architectures, the stoops of Sachi. This is the Sachi stoop. This is the picture of Sachi stoop. Okay, so the stoop of Sachi built at Sarnath. This was built by Ashoka and his successors are the best example of Indian architecture in the past. Then after the rock cut temples of Mahabalipuram, which is very famous for its temples. So the rock cut temples of Mahabalipuram, Meenakshi temple of Madurai, Khajuraho temple in Madhya Pradesh, then Sun temple in Konark, Odisha are visited by tourists from all over the world. Here in this picture you can see different pictures, different temples. This is the Sun temple of Konark. Here it's written also Sun Temple of Konark, Shore Temple, Lingaraj Temple, Mahabalipuram. Here this one is the Mahabalipuram. Wait 1 minute. Yes, this one is the Mahabalipuram. This is Shore Temple. Then Brihadeshwara Temple. This is the Temple of Thanjavur. Okay, this is the Khajuraho Temple, Meenakshi Temple, Sun Temple of Konark. These all are showing the architecture. These all temples showing the rich architecture of our country. Okay, the Natraj Temple downside is there, Dilwara Temple, Lakshmi Narayan Temple, Hari Mandir. These all temples showing the different modes of architecture of our country. The Mughal emperor spent a lot of money on constructing mosques, forts and palaces. Okay, Mughal emperor like Akbar, after that Babur, they all had made, Shah Jahan, they all had made many mosques, palaces and forts at their time. Here, this is the Jama Masjid which is in Delhi. Mughal architecture can be seen in it. This was made by Mughal emperor. Then second one is Red Fort. The Red Fort was residence of Mughal emperor of India for nearly 200 years until 1857. It is located in the center of Delhi and the houses a number of museum. Okay, this is the picture of Red Fort where our Prime Minister and President hoist the flags on 15th August and 26th January respectively. Next one is Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar, also spelled Qutub or Kutab, is the second tallest minar in India after Minar-e-Fateh at Chappar Siri at Anandpur Sahib, which stands 100 meters tall. Qutub Minar, originally an ancient Islamic monument inscribed with Arabic inscriptions and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, Qutub Minar. Then Hawa Mahal. These all are the palaces made by the Mughal emperors. Hawa Mahal, palaces or Palace of Wind or Palace of Breeze, is the palace in Jaipur, India, built of red and pink sandstone. The palace forms a part of city palace and extends to Zenera or women's chamber. Next one is the beautiful Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is a white marble. The Taj Mahal is built by white marble. It is located in Agra, which is in Uttar Pradesh, India. It was built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his third wife Mumtaz Mahal. Then these are also the palaces which shows our rich heritage, which shows our heritage in architecture. After Mughals, Britishers also built many buildings. Okay, buildings of British architecture include Victoria Memorial, Heritage Victoria Memorial, then Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, Mumbai, then Rashtrapati Bhavan, which is also known as Parliament House. Rashtrapati Bhavan and Parliament House. Here it is, the Parliament House. These all are the buildings made by the Britishers. Gateway of India, here you can see. Then churches of Goa are fine example of Portuguese architecture. Basilica of Boms Jesus is located in Goa. Some other beautiful monuments of India are Lotus Temple, which is a Baha'i temple. It is of lotus shaped, and Akshardham Temple in Delhi. These all are the beautiful architecture of India. Now, festivals. India is called land of festivals. As you know, India is known as land of festivals, and we celebrate three types of festival in our country. First one is national festival, second one is religious festival, and third one is harvest festival. Now, what is really national festival? Independence Day, Republic Day, and Gandhi Jayanti. Okay, Independence Day, Republic Day, and Gandhi Jayanti. It included in national festival. Okay, these are known as national festivals. Then religious festival, which is celebrated by the different communities, the people of different religions. These are Diwali, Eid, Christmas, Guru Parv, Durga Puja, Ganesh Chaturthi, Buddha Jayanti, Mahavir Jayanti. These all are religious festivals. And this is the picture related to Ganesh Chaturthi. You can see here, this is the picture related to Durga Puja. Mostly Bengalis are celebrating this festival. This is the festival of Deepavali, in which we used to just light diyas. Then, apart from national festival and religious festival, some harvest festivals are also there in India. Okay, harvest festivals include Holi in North India, Onam in Kerala, Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Bihu in Assam, and Baisakhi in Punjab. These are the harvest festivals of our country. Okay, here you can see this colorful picture. It is of Holi. This is the picture of Onam, which is very popular in Kerala. So, these all are the festivals which we celebrate in our country, and we being as an Indian, we are proud of our rich heritage, and we should do our best to preserve our heritage. Is it so or not? So this is end of the chapter. In next class, I will explain you question answer and objectives. Till then, thank you. Bye bye.